Hello everyone, I'm Minerva and welcome to another video. So today I have a very special Epic 7 video. I normally don't cover character releases or character previews. I usually leave that type of content up to content creators. You know the ones if you're connected to the Epic 7 community, like YouTube, Twitch, Reddit. You know the ones who are a lot more well-versed in the game and a lot more knowledgeable about these sorts of things. But I'm just so excited for this character. The character we're talking about is Empyrean Ilynav, or ML Ilynav. She's just... If you're a turn 2 player, you're rejoicing. If you play this game and you play RTA or Arena, and you've decided that your goal is to go second in the game, you're gonna let the other player have the first turn, and you're just going to try to weather the storm, survive to take a turn, and mount a counterattack, then ML Ilynav is the best character they've made for turn 2 since... I don't even know. Since Landy? ML Landy? I mean, Ikarina maybe? I mean, she's the answer to everything in the meta right now. All the annoying things in the meta. So, yeah, I am super excited for this character. And I'm so glad that I did end up skipping ML Luna because... I have enough to get this one. So, let's start off by talking about her stats, because it is pretty noteworthy. Her stat line as a Cancer star sign knight is, I'm pretty sure, one of the tankiest stat lines in the game. Her defense and health are higher than like Fallen Cecilia, or even Dragon Bride Senya, not counting in her passive. I mean, she is just an absolute wall of a unit. I'm pretty sure she does have the highest defense and health, like base defense and health. Now the trade-off is her attack is abysmally low, and her speed is 95, which is very, very slow. But as you'll see later, her kit really kind of makes that not an issue. So we'll start with looking at her skill 2, because honestly this is the most exciting part of her kit. Not that her other 2 skills are any slouches, but I mean this one is the bread and butter. She increases penetration resistance of all allies by up to 30%. You heard that right. Increases penetration resistance. So what that means is characters like Genua or Blood Moon Haste or Galililius, those characters that their skills either ignore a percent of defense or just straight up ignore 100% of defense. Now their effectiveness is reduced by a significant amount. 30% might not sound like a lot, but whenever you consider that characters like Genua or Laia, their skills are designed to deal damage as if there was no defense. So their multipliers are very low. So any amount of penetration resistance, well, now that they have to deal with some defense, and their skills are going to do significantly less. So 30% might not sound like a lot, but it really is. Some of the smarter and more math-savvy people in the community have done the math, and it is shocking what 30% penetration resistance and even just 1,000 defense can do to mitigate the damage of characters like Genua, Blood Moon Haste, and Dragonbright Senya, you know, those types of characters. And the second part of her passive, because she does more, which is her passive, is after every attack suffered by an ally, increases combat readiness of the caster by 10%. Yes, you read that right. It's of an ally. It doesn't say an ally other than the caster, which means she has a built-in better Hillock Lance. So if they hit anyone on the team, her combat readiness increases by 10%. And if they do an AoE, then she just jumps to the front. I mean, like that alone would make her powerful, because it basically just means her 95 base speed doesn't really matter, because if you hit anyone, which the other team is going to do, then she's going to jump up. I mean, it's like both of these parts are so strong. Her skill 3 is a single target attack that inflicts injury before dispelling 2 debuffs from all allies. And then it grants Indomitable for 2 turns. Yes, it's an attack that inflicts injury, dispels debuffs from your team, and then grants a buff that increases defense and effect resistance. Like, oh my god, this does everything. So, I mean, with this one skill, she does damage, reduces the effectiveness of enemy health scalers, dispels buffs from your team, or debuffs from your team, and then makes your team tankier and harder to debuff. Like, this is the best thing ever. I am just too excited, as you could probably tell. Like, for enemies such as, you know, ML Luna, sure, she can dispel, or she can use the seal on ML Ilynav. But then if they hit anyone on your team, then she takes a turn and gets rid of the seal. And now your team is back to being tanky. Oh, and they just got Indomitable, so they're even tankier than when they started. Like, she's just so incredibly strong. And her skill 1 is no slouch either. It's another single target attack. She attacks the enemy with her sword, absorbing some of the health, or some of the damage as health for herself, and also inflicts injuries. I forgot to mention on her skill 3 and skill 1, she's a health scaler. So her very low base attack, well, doesn't really matter, because she scales with her incredibly high base health. And then for 10 souls, it increases the damage and then deals additional damage equivalent to 50% of injuries inflicted on the target. Like, her Soul Burn S1, which only requires 10 souls, is ML Shoes S3, which has a much larger cooldown because it's a skill. You can easily spam this ability. And, like, I don't know who was cooking this over at Smilegate, but I need to take them out for dinner, because I'm so happy that this character exists, or will exist. She's not out just yet. But she effectively deals with basically all the problem units that I've been struggling against. So characters like Genoa, who just one-shot basically anything. Genoa and Laia and Galililius. Well, their penetrating skills no longer penetrate 100%. Which means their effectiveness is going to be greatly reduced. Oh, all of those annoying health scaling units like Blood Moon Haste and Dragonbright Senya, well, both of her damage abilities do do injury, and she can detonate injury. So she can whittle them down too. And all of those annoying debuffers like ML Politis and ML Luna, well, her skill 2, or her skill 3 rather, has a 2 debuff cleanse on it for the entire team. That also makes your teammate, or the entire team, tankier. Like, she is just... if you're a turn 2 player and you don't pull this character, you're insane. Like, if you have the ability to pull her, I don't care that the episode 5 boss is right around the corner. Like, if you have the ability to pull this character and you play turn 2, you just have to. At this point in the game, you just have to, because she deals with everything. I am, as you could probably tell, I'm incredibly excited for ML Ilynav. And also, like, it's Ilynav. Who doesn't like Ilynav? I'm so glad that she's had a glow up like this, because RGB Ilynav is, well, she's a meme. So, I'm glad ML Ilynav can come back from the grave and, you know, put all the Ilynav haters in the dirt. So, yeah. I just wanted to talk about this character. I am very, very excited for her. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you very much, and have a good time of day. Bye-bye.